Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome to a 2-video mini-series. Now, before we get into today's video, I just want to say a huge big thank you for love and support on the channel. And like I've just said, guys, this is a 2-video mini-series. And exactly like I've just said it means it's a series, but there's only going to be 2 videos. There's going to be 1 video at the start and 1 video at the end. But as we get into today's video, you'll understand that a little bit more and I can explain exactly what this 2-video mini-series is going to be. But what you'll be seeing on screen right now is a website, and I'll tell you the website and I'll also put it on screen because I'd love you guys to come and get involved. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this screen and have seen it many times before, but if you haven't, we're going to explain what it is and hopefully you guys will get involved. It is fantasy, fantasy .premierleague.com. I'll put that on the screen for you guys right now. If you go to that URL, that address, it'll bring up this page here that you guys are looking at now. And this is fantasy football for the Premier League. I'm sure probably, I'd say 80 to 90% of you guys know what a fantasy football team is. I don't know how many of you will have actually played the Fantasy Premier League before, but that's exactly what this series is going to be. We're going to be doing a video today where I'm going to be setting up my team ready for the Fantasy Premier League, ready for the Premier League in 2 weeks' time to kick off. I'm going to explain exactly about the points and how this game works. There's also, are you ready? The winner of this series, I'm going to create my own league. You guys are going to join my league. There's going to be a passcode that you'll need, which I'll show later on in the video. The winner of my league is going to win a £20 Amazon voucher. But the reason you see this screen right now when I'm not already loaded in is because for the majority of the people that probably haven't played this game or would like to get involved and need a little bit of help with knowing how to do it, that's exactly what this video is about. So we're at the home page right here now. Now, for the majority of the people that have probably already played it before, you put your email address in this box, you put your password in that box, log in and set up your team. That's something that you guys will see me do a little bit later on. But for the people that haven't played this game and need to set up a new account and you want to get involved, you need to go to this button over here, sign up. So if you click that button, it'll bring you to your account, creating a new account, and this is where you put in all your personal details. So the first part is obviously the personal details. You're going to put your first name, your last name, an email address, a password, your gender, your date of birth, your country that you're from, and also your mobile number. Now, I'm going to fill all this in, or pretend to fill all this in, because obviously I already have an account raring to go, but I'm going to fill it in so I can go through the pages with you guys, because the next step is your favourites. Once you've filled in this page, you're 95% done. It's pretty straightforward, and it's a walk in the park. So let me fill this page in, and then we'll be back on the next page, which is your favourites. So we're now on your favourites. So you've just done all your personal details. The number 2 for the next step of creating your account is your favourites. And basically what happens is you choose your favourite Premier League club and they will send you information on that club. Now, realistically, you probably just pick the team you support. So I'd click Liverpool and I'd click next. Now, on the next page, which I can't get to because I'm creating a bit of a fake account here. It's not a legit account that I'm going to be using. But then you get number 3, which is email preferences. I tend to just turn them off, otherwise you get a lot of emails about your club when stuff goes on sale, stuff about Liverpool's website and stuff like that. Personally, I'm not too fussed about seeing that. You guys might be a Liverpool supporter, a United supporter, and you might want to get information about the club. And when you get on to number 3, in fact, should we just go through? Should we just click Liverpool? Let's see. I don't want to go all the way, you see, because I don't want to create this account. But you can keep an eye on other clubs as okay, they're exactly the same clubs. Never mind. If we go next, this is the last page. I'm not going to go any further than this. So it asks you club email communications. So do you want to get communications direct from the club? Do you want communications direct from the Premier League? So it might update you weekly with who's someone good to bring in fantasy. And as for your club, it'll probably talk about if there's, sale on one of the shirts that you might like or one of the coats that, are in the Liverpool shop. You can just not tick them. And then a little bit further down, it's got how the Premier League would get in touch with you. So whether it's general communication, whether it's Liverpool have had a fixture change, whether it's stuff to do with fantasy, communities within Liverpool, or broadcast schedules. So whether, Liverpool are going to face off against Arsenal and it's going to be on Sky or BT or Amazon. I've got a few games this year. I tend to not tick any of these. And as you go down, there's partners of the Premier League, which is Barclays, Cadbury, Nike, Visit Britain, Broadcasters, Coca-Cola, Panini, Budweiser, EA Sports, and Tagger. Again, I don't want to be receiving emails off these companies because Coke's probably just going to send me emails about new drinks they're bringing out. Cadbury's will be new chocolate. Nike will be new shoes and clothes. Once you've filled out this page and you've agreed to the terms, go ahead and click complete registration and you will have your account set up. In a moment when I sign into my account, you will see exactly the same page as me. So just bear with me while I sign into my account and then we can continue on. Right, so now you should hopefully all be signed up, and this is the page that you'll see. It'll show you all logged in as, obviously it says I'm logged in as MassiveBrad. It'll say to you guys you're logged in for whatever your name is. You'll get some information about pick your squad, create and join leagues. It'll tell you about which clubs offer the best early value, so players that they think you should bring in. This is obviously just the scout, and this is somebody that is involved in the Fantasy Premier League that recommends players that you could get in. I tend to just want to create the team that obviously I want to create. So if you scroll back up, you'll see this little green button here, squad selection. If you go ahead and click that, this is the squad. You need to pick 2 goalkeepers, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 3 forward players. Now, obviously, on a pitch, you can only have 11. So what I tend to do is normally play, obviously, 1 goalkeeper, 3 at the back, and then sometimes I'll either go 4 in midfield and 3 up front, or sometimes, because you've only got 100 million, remember this, guys. Now, obviously, I'll explain all the situation over how much a player costs in just a moment, but you have 100 million to spend. Sometimes you might want to get 2 really good defenders and a not so good defender. You might want to get 4 really good defenders and then spread the money a little bit evenly throughout the midfield and forwards. But what the majority of people do is you go and get Harry Kane, Aguero, and another big striker like Aubameyang, and then whatever you've got left, you kind of just do the best that you can with throughout the rest of the pitch. That's not what I'm going to do. I tend to go for players that I think are going to do well this year. I tend to go for players that done well last season, and that's how I'm going to build my team. So what we're going to do is I'll explain the whole money situation first. So like I said, you've got 100 million. So I'm going to start off first. If you go to this view selection here, you can view by position. If you want a certain player from a certain team and you just want to find them quick, you can obviously select the team. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to goalkeepers, and I'm going to have a look at how the goalkeepers done last year. So you can see the top goalkeeper last year was Liverpool's Alisson. He cost £6 million and he got a total of 176 points. Now, at some point in this video, guys, I will put on screen how the point system works. Obviously, for the keeper, if they get a clean sheet, they're getting a certain amount of points. If they save a penalty, they're getting a certain amount of points. If they play for 90 minutes, they get a certain amount of points. I will find a page later on after we've selected the team so I can explain how the point system works. Now, what you also have to remember is you can only have 3 players from each team. So if I wanted to have Bobby Firmino as a striker, Mo Salah and let's go for Sadio Mane, there's my 3 Liverpool. So I couldn't have Alisson in goal. Now this year, especially Liverpool players, especially defenders, have gone through the roof. They are very, very expensive. So I think for me this year, I am going to go with Alisson. I think because of the rest of the players throughout the team at Liverpool, because, like, for example, Trent last year, at the start of the season, was 5 million. This season, he's 7 million. Andy Robertson was 6 million last season. He's now 7 million. Players have gone up a lot. Mane was originally, I think either last season or season before, 9 million. This year, I think he's something like 11 or 11 and a half. He's gone up quite a lot, and you have to work out what you can do with the budget. So as I put Alisson in at 6 million, you can see my money remaining has gone down to 94 million. Now, realistically, you're only playing 1 goalkeeper, and if Alisson was to get injured or stop playing, I could drop him out and bring in Edison or Pickford or Lloris. He's one of the most expensive keepers, so if he was to get injured or was out, I can just drop him out and bring in anyone, because 6 is the highest when it comes to goalkeeper price. But I want Alisson in there because 176 points. If Edison was 5.5, I'd probably bring him in because for the sake of 7 points, the difference between them, I wouldn't be that fussed. But because he's still 6 million and I've got a choice of going with Liverpool or City, obviously I'm going to go with Liverpool. So now my other keeper, majority of people have just dropped it down now, which I'll just quickly go through. So you've got view, you can view by position and team. You've then got sort by. you want to keep that on total points. That'll show you what points they got last season. You can just search for a player in this box, and then you've got max cost, which is where if you just want a midfielder but you've only got 5 million left, you can change it to 5 million, click midfielder, and it'll show you all the midfielders for 5 million and less. So I'm going to take a little look at 4 million because I don't really need to spend a lot of money. But what you also don't want to do is you don't want to have it where you bring a keeper in that doesn't get played. So like Norris for Wolves played literally 10 minutes or something to get 1 point. He will go down in value, so he'll go from 4 to 3.9 to 3.8. If players do well, their amount, their money price or price tag goes up. If they don't play and they don't do well, their price tag comes down. So 4 million right now is not looking great. So I'm going to up that to 4.5. Now we've probably got a bit of a better keeper. So we've got Ryan here who plays for Brighton. Now if I go to 4, Button is also at Brighton. Played a few games. He played a total of minutes played 360. But I think their main keeper at Brighton must be Ryan. Yeah, who played over 3,000 minutes. So he is playing the majority of the games. So I'm thinking Ryan is probably someone I'm going to bring in. I think 104 points, a little bit more than Lossell, a little bit more than McCarthy. So Ryan is going to be, Matthew Ryan is my other goalkeeper, leaving us now 89.5 million to spend throughout the outfield players, the defenders, the midfielders, and the forward. What I'm now going to do, guys, is in my own head, I have a few players that I want to bring in. I'm going to bring them in, then I'm going to look at how much I've got left, and I'm going to try and fill in the gaps. This is how I personally do it. You guys might want to go through each team and look at individual players. That's completely fine. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. All I'm going to say is, for me, I pick maybe 5 or 6 players that I really want in my team. I put them in my team, and I build around them. So I put some good players in and build around those players. So, change that back to 6. Let's go to defenders. So there is a couple of defenders I want in my team this year. I want Trent Alexander-Arnold. I know he's 7 million, but I think he's worth every penny. And I think this season he is going to get more points than Robertson. Although there is a difference of, if I just do some quick maths, of 15, 25, 28 points different between Robertson and Trent. And bearing in mind they are the same price tag, I have to look at it of the fact that that was last season. I personally think Trent this year is going to do very well. I think Robertson will, but I think Trent is going to get some decent assists. So he is one of the main players that I wanted to bring in. The other centre-back that I wanted to bring in is Laporte. I think Laporte was absolutely unbelievable for City. Not only did he score goals, he got plenty of clean sheets, so that's why he's making his way in. Now, for the rest of the defenders, there's nobody really that jumps out at me. There's a chance you could take on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Again, his price tag now at 5.5 million. Bearing in mind, guys, last season he was 4.5. So since going to Manchester United and playing well for Crystal Palace, he's gone up £1 million. And £1 million is a lot on this game. So you have to be very careful of what players you want to put into the team. But for now, they're the only 2 defenders that I liked last season and jumped out at me. And I thought, you know what, I want them in my season this year. And maybe I'll look at Azpilicueta, but again, 6 million, may not be able to afford them. So we may well just have to see what is left in the kitty. But moving on from defenders, we've now got midfielders. Now, this is where it gets tough. Because when you look at the first 3 players, Salah, Sterling and Mane, in reality, you can only have one of them. And the reason you can only have one of them is because of the amount. If you were to get Salah and Sterling, that would be 24.5, 25 million, let's say, if we round it up. That's a quarter of your money, the whole 100 million, a quarter of it gone on 2 players. It's just not physically possible. If we were to put Sterling and Salah in, let's just put them in for the sake of it, for another 3, 6, 9 positions, we've only got 50 million to spend, 51.5 million. It's just not going to happen. We're going to struggle to do that. So, last season, I can confirm, when I done this last season, I only had 1 Liverpool midfielder, and that was Mane. I decided to go with Mane, and I also had Sterling. The reason I could do that is Sterling last year was 11 million, so he's gone up, and Mane was 9 or 9.5, so he's gone up to 2.5 million. You can't afford both of them now if you want to spread the cost. Obviously, if I went with real cheap forwards, I could probably have them both. I'd just have to cheapen out in some of the other positions. But right now, at the start, when the season first kicks off, You want to have a very level team. You don't want it where you've got 2 good defenders, 2 good midfielders, 2 good strikers, and the rest of the team is rubbish that's not going to play and is going to cost you points. So I tend to want to have a balanced team when I first start off. This year, I'm actually going to go with Salah. I'm shocking myself there because I've been weighing up between Salah and Sterling. There's 0.5 or 500,000 between them, 12.5 to 12. There's 25, is that? If we had, 25 points between them. 25 points is not a lot. But I think this season, Salah is going to turn up like his first season at Liverpool. I think he's going to absolutely dominate for Liverpool this year. I think he's going to be such an important player. And again, very similar to Alisson, because he costs so much and he is the most expensive midfielder in the game, if he's to get injured or something happens to him, I can drop him out and I can afford any other defender I like. So Salah is going to be one of the players I put in my team this year. As for the rest of midfielders, this is where it gets interesting because I have 4 midfielders I definitely want in the team. One of them being Salah. Let's look for the other ones. So as we scroll down a little bit, it's this man here. Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. Had an unbelievable season for Manchester City last year. Let's have a little look what he got. So points-wise, 154 points. He played 2,849 minutes played. Scored 7. But it's more the fact of that number there. 8 assists. Now that is very good for a midfielder. Now I was weighing up between Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. I like Kevin De Bruyne. I'm just not sure if he's going to get his game. And that's where it becomes a little bit risky. If we pick De Bruyne, and for the first game, also if you scroll down from when you're picking your team, guys, you can see the fixtures and you can go through week by week and see if anyone's got a good, easy run, see if anyone's got easy or hard games at the start of the season. But if we look at Man City, if De Bruyne played against West Ham and then played against Spurs, I would consider bringing him in. But I think Pep's favourite midfielder is Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva, especially because David Silva, it's supposedly his last season at Manchester City. I'm not sure if he's going to get played that much. I think he's probably going to play Sterling out on the right wing. He's probably going to play... Who's he going to play on the left wing? He could play Bernardo Silva out on the wing. He could also play Sane. And then he's going to have Aguero through the middle. So for me, Bernardo Silva is probably one of the first players on the team sheet. And that's why I'm bringing him in, because I think he's going to do very well this season. And I think with the likes of City and Liverpool, it's very difficult to work out what players Pep and Klopp are going to play. Because Manchester City have so many good midfielders. They just signed that Rodri, who is probably going to play quite a bit this season, but he's going to sit in probably Fernandinho's position. It's then those other 2 midfielders, and he's got a lot of them. And obviously Sterling's counted as a midfielder. Sane's counted as a midfielder. For me, including probably Salah and Mane, they're more forwards. They're more wingers. They play right wing and left wing. So the fact you get them in the midfield is very nice indeed. Moving on from Bernardo Silva, though, just 2 more places down, we have this man here, Wilf Zaha, who currently right now, every single Premier League team is wanting this man at the club. I've seen Arsenal are after him. Chelsea are looking at putting a bid in. Everton bid 48 million, which was rejected. Who else was after him? Manchester United were looking at bringing him back. There's a lot of clubs right now that are after him, but I'm not looking to buy Zaha and hope he goes to Everton or United or even Manchester City or Liverpool for that sake. I'm looking at buying Wilf Zaha because I think he's the man at Crystal Palace. The issue I have with Zaha, now bearing in mind, guys, between now and the 9th of August, you can change your team, right? If you select the team now and you want to change it, you can change it. Don't worry. After the first fixtures kicked off, you get 1 free transfer a week. So you go and pick a team, and after 2 weeks go, right, I'm changing the whole team. You get 1 free transfer. So let's say my free transfer is taking Zaha out, and I can bring someone else in. If I want to change other players, every single player I change is going to cost me 4 points, and the 4 points gets knocked off next week's game. So if I got 60 points, but made 3 transfer, 1 was free, and the other 2 cost me 8 points. If I got 60 points, I'd actually only get 52. But I'm liking Zaha because I think he's going to do well at Crystal Palace if he stays there. He normally tends to do very well. My only worry with Zaha, and might be someone that I get rid of fairly quick, is if he spits his dummy out because Palace don't manage to sell him or won't let him go, and he starts having a bit of an attitude and not playing for the manager and the team, he may well not play very well and play poorly and not get many points. So Zaha's going in there, but I'm going to be very careful with Zaha, and I might change him before the Premier League kicks off. Now, the last midfielder I'm going for is a new midfielder to the Premier League, and that man is this man here, Christian Pulisic. And the reason I'm bringing him in is because Chelsea have a little bit of a problem now when it comes to forwards. Olivier Giroud, Batshuayi, and Tammy Abraham. None of them, personally, Abraham hasn't done too bad in pre-season, but none of them stand out like Diego Costa, Higuain, that they used to have. There's no main striker there that's going to be like, yeah, that's the striker, that's who's going to play. I don't know if the manager may well look at playing, which the new manager, Frank Lampard, I don't know if he might play similar to what Sarri used to do with Hazard, put Pulisic at striker, and then maybe play Tammy Abraham out on the wing, and then on the other wing play Willian or Pedro. I think Pulisic at times will either play it more centre attacking midfielder or centre forward. He may even get into that striker position like Hazard used to. So for me, I want to see what this American, I think he's American, pretty sure Christian Pulisic is American. I want to see how he's going to do. The only problem is they've got a difficult game for the first game of the season, which of course is Manchester United on the Sunday at 4:30. A little bit of a difficult game, but it'll be interesting to see how he gets on against United. So again, another player that's going to come in at the start. May well take him out. I'll probably keep him for the first and second game week. Who are Chelsea playing in the second game week? Leicester. Yeah, I'd probably keep him. Then Norwich. I'd probably keep him till that Norwich game. If he hasn't got any assists or goals after this Norwich game, which is game week 3, in game week 4, I'd probably drop him and probably pick somebody else. Obviously, then they play Sheffield United. They'd probably score a hat-trick, no my luck. But they are the 4 midfielders I wanted. Salah, Bernardo Silva, Zaha, and Christian Pulisic. So I'm going to leave that one empty because there was no one that jumped out at me. We've got 41 million left. So let's move on to the forwards. Now, the forwards are very exciting this year. Me, personally, I'm going to go for one expensive striker and one not so expensive striker. And those 2 players are going to be, and maybe we'll change this depending if there's money left, is going to be Sergio Aguero. So there is my 3 Man City players now. Aguero, Bernardo Silva and Laporte. And the other slightly cheaper midfielder that I'm going to bring in is going to be this man here. Jota. Diego Jota. And the reason I'm doing that is towards the end of the last season, Wolves started playing Jimenez, this man here at 7.5, and Jota at 6.5, both as strikers. And Jota towards the end of the season had a very, very good record. 9 goals, 8 assists, but he only played 2,300 minutes, which is not a lot if I'm completely honest, guys. If we actually work that out, let me just smallen that a little bit. So if we work out, so it's 2,352 divided by 90 minutes. He played 26 games, full games. Now, he didn't play full games because he come on as a sub quite a lot, but 26 games out of a total 38 is not a lot of games. He played a lot more towards the end of the season. I think at the start of the season, he's going to get in the team and he could be one to buy. And I think at 6.5, he's not a bad little buy. There's a few other players I was drifting around. Burnley's Wood, Gerard Delafeu, Troy Deeney, Cliven Lewitt, Danny Ings. There's a few players there around the 6.5 million. But anyone up from that, I'd like to get Wilson. But at 8 million, I mean, we've only got 22.5 million to potentially fill these last 5 spaces. The downfall with that right now is we may not be able to do it. We may have to drop one of these big players here and bring someone cheaper in. We may have to take Aguero out, even though I really want Aguero, and maybe get Jimenez or Vardy or Wilson. Because unfortunately, looking at that now, I'm not sure 22.5 is going to stretch throughout these 5 players. But if we were to then go for another striker, we only really want another cheap striker. And straight away, I've seen one that jumped out at me. He's had a fabulous, absolutely fabulous pre-season. And that is Manchester United's Greenwood. Mason Greenwood, who's been very well. Do I think he's going to play too much? I think if Lukaku goes and then maybe play Rashford as striker, he may well come on for Rashford. Now again, I only need a cheap striker, and 4.5 is the lowest. And I think he's probably just as likely to get in United's team as Connor Wickham is to get in Crystal Palace's. So I don't think that is a bad buy right there. As we go to the midfielders now, again, we just need a cheap midfielder. Now, with the three promoted new teams? Sheffield United, Aston Villa, and Norwich. Their players won't actually have any points. So you have to go all the way to the last page, which you can see them here now, because obviously they haven't played in the Premier League. But 4.5 million, I could get Newcastle's Hayden. Now, realistically, you want to be probably going for someone that's got points, because, we could go onto this page here and see all these Aston Villa players. And there is actually an Aston Villa player I wanted actually in the midfield that I thought about. Let me just go and check him out. You guys might not have filled this just yet, but it's that man there, McGinn, okay? If you've got money to get John McGinn, he is a player I would definitely get. He looks absolutely unbelievable, and I think he may get a lot of points this season. I don't have 5.5 million to spend, but I may well do if I have to drop one of these midfielders if I don't have enough points. So, going back, we just need to go for a cheap midfielder. So I think I am probably just going to go for... I'm just going to go for Hayden. I think he's got the most points. He's just as cheap as anyone else below him. So Hayden is the man to come in. Isaac Hayden is now sat in that final midfield position. With 13.5 million left, this is where it's going to get very tight. So let's drop the price right down to 4. And let's have a little look. So Sheffield United and Norwich players. We don't know who is going to play right now for Sheffield United or Norwich. I've never seen their lineup in other leagues. So I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go for Lordstrom. And I'm going to go for... Who else should I go for here? See, these have played, but they're not playing a lot. So I may well go, for the sake of 4 million, Martin Kelly, which leaves me 5.5 for one final defender. And 5.5 is not too bad. There's a few players there that definitely get in the team. Van Aanholt gets in there, Keane does, Coleman does, Ake does, Wan-Bissaka does. Now, if I got Nathan Ake at 5 mil, I'd have another 0.5 to spend somewhere else. I could improve Greenwood. But realistically right now, I don't know how I'm going to play this, because am I going to play 5 midfielders? I probably wouldn't want to play Hayden. Am I going to want to play 4 at the back? Probably not. I'm only going to want to play Trent, Laporte, and probably this other player, maybe Ake. And then strikers do want to play Greenwood? Probably not. So I've got a little bit of a problem here where I just don't have the funds right now. But I'm going to set my team up, guys, show you how the points work. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. You may have got some ideas of what players you want to buy. My team might change between now and when we actually kick off the Premier League. And then, like I said, this is the first video starting up. You guys can come and join the league, which we'll set up in a minute. And then I'm going to do one video at the end going through, looking at who treble captained and all stuff like that, who won the league. And then I'll be giving them a £20 Amazon gift card. So if you join my league and you win it, well, you win £20 worth of Amazon gift card. So I think for this 5.5, it's a bit of a tough one. I think what I might do is I might go with... I'll go with Nathan Ake. I quite like Bolly as well, to be honest. I do like Bolly. Let's go with Nathan Ake, right? Let's add him in, and it leaves me 5.5. I'm thinking, can we improve Hayden here to get someone that I would be happy playing? So, if we got rid of Hayden, we'd have 5 million left. I'm thinking as well, the man that I wanted from Aston Villa, was he 5.5? The one I just mentioned then, where is he? McGinn, he's 5.5. There's nowhere I can kind of go a little bit cheaper and try and save that money, unfortunately. So do I now look at the strikers? This is why it's so hard, guys. Obviously, you sit here and you're building this team, and then you're like, do you know what? Do I drop Aguero and drop Jota and go for like Jimenez and Wilson, or Jimenez and King, or Aubameyang and someone else? Or do we go for Harry Kane? Harry Kane, has he got a good start? Let's see who Spurs are playing first game. Spurs playing Aston Villa. I mean, Harry Kane could probably do a job against them. Then they've got City. It is a little bit of a difficult one. And you could sit here all day messing around with your team. You guys will probably spend hours working out what players you want. So let's change this to 5 mil. Go to midfielders. 5 million. What we're looking at here. So Kante. Nah, Mark Noble. No. Rice isn't a bad shout for West Ham, you know. He didn't do too bad in the last season. Rice could be a good shout. And I think Rice might be the man that I bring in. See, as you go further in now, you go into players that may not get played a lot or probably don't even get in the team. You know, is it Angel Gomez? Yeah, Angel Gomez. Is he going to get in much? Chong? Is he going to get in Man United's team? Probably not. And then you've obviously got a risky that you could take on one of the Sheffield United players or the Norwich players that could do really well and go up in value and make you some money. You know, Aston Villa players. It's very, very difficult to pick one. But I think I'm going to go for Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is my last man. So there you go. Money remaining 0. I've selected all 15 players. No money left. And the lineup I'd probably play is obviously Alisson in goal over Ryan. I'd play 3 at the back, which would be Trent, Laporte and Aki. And then Lordstrom and Kelly would sit on the bench. So obviously I've got Alisson and then 3 defenders. Midfielders, I'd play Salah, Bernardo Silva, Zaha, Pulisic and Rice. So I'd have 5 midfielders. And then I'd play Aguero and Jota up top together. I think that is the team I'm going to go with. And I think if I make any changes, it's only going to be Zaha, who then I'll probably get the Aston Villa player in. I also don't know if to maybe drop Aguero and bring in Harry Kane, because Harry Kane used to be 12 and I think he's dropped down now to only 11 million, I think. Kane, 11 million. So I'd save $1 million there on Aguero and then I could spread that to Declan Rice's position and bring that 5.5 player from Aston Villa, McGinn, in if I wanted to. But I think for now, obviously it doesn't kick off till Friday the 9th of August. So we've got 2 weeks, or a week on Friday, should I say. You guys will be seeing this on the 31st of Wednesday. So you've got pretty much a week from seeing this video to get your team sorted, because I'm pretty sure the Premier League kicks off in 10 days. So it'll be 9 days as you guys are watching this video. But for now, we're going to enter the squad. That is the squad I'm going with. Now, you have team name. So you put your team name in which I'm going to go for Calm FC. You've then got choose your favourite club, which of course mine is Liverpool. You agree to the terms, enter your squad, and there you go, my squad is entered. Now, obviously, with this situation now, you can see that I've got Nathan Ake on the bench and Lordstrom and Kelly playing. So I need to make a few changes. So what you do to make changes, if you want Nathan Ake on, you click this little yellow button, which will then highlight all the players on the field and click who you want him to come in for. I've obviously got Kelly on the pitch, but I don't want Kelly to play. I want Rice. I want 5 midfielders. So I click Kelly, and then I click Rice, and it'll automatically change the formation. Now, something that you have to remember, guys, is when you look at your bench, let's say Salah didn't play the first game for Liverpool. A player comes in off your bench, and it's the first out player. Obviously, if Alisson didn't play, Ryan would come in for him. But if Salah didn't play, or Rice, or Bernardo Silva, Lordstrom would automatically come in. So you always want to look at who they're playing if they can maybe do a little bit of damage. So Greenwood against Chelsea, Greenwood's probably not going to play. Kelly against Everton, probably not. Lordstrom against Bournemouth, I'm quite happy to leave that. The next thing you've got to do is, obviously, you pick a captain. And every week you choose a captain. And whatever points they get, if they're captained, it doubles. So when I'm looking at this right now, I think I'm going to captain for the first week. It's got to be Salah. You've also got to pick a vice captain. So I'm going to go with Jota, make vice captain. Always remember to change your captain every week. Even if you want to leave it, make sure you log in and look at your captain. What a vice captain does is if Salah didn't play, Jota becomes my captain. So let's say Salah gets no points and Jota is my vice captain and gets 10 points. Because Salah didn't play, the captain's armband gets passed to Jota, in which his 10 points then becomes 20. So I'm going to save that now. You can play around with this, guys. Obviously, if I want to make Bernardo Silva vice captain, click him, click vice captain. He's now got the V next to his name. He's the vice captain. But we'll put Jota for now as vice captain. If you're playing someone like Salah as your captain, or Aguero, who are probably going to play every single game, you can probably just stick with your captain and not worry too much about your vice captain. But it's very important. Try and do a vice captain. Always try and remember to do a vice captain. And then obviously, if your captain doesn't play, you've got someone to come in as your vice captain. You've then got something called a bench boost and a triple captain. Triple captain is exactly how it sounds. If in the first week I won the triple captain, it means if Salah got 10 points, instead of it getting doubled because it's captain, it actually gets trebled. So if he got 10 points, if he was just captain, it'd be 20 points. If he gets 10 points and I've played my triple captain, he obviously gets 30 points. Bench boost is exactly how it sounds. You boost your bench. So it means if all your bench, you play the bench boost, and whatever points you get on the bench, they don't get added to your scoreline. But if you play a bench boost, which you can only do once, all those points get added into your total points. So hopefully you guys are understanding that. Also, you definitely want to design your kit. Obviously over here you can choose a kit, you can do all different stripes, you can do hoops, you can do all stuff like that. That's something that we don't need to look at right now, and I'll do it at a later time. You've also got global leagues, which wherever you're from, it'll probably enter you. If you're from, I know London, you'll be in the London League. You'll be entered into the English League, the Game 1 League, and overall. We can create and join a league, which I'll do in just a moment, and then you guys can search for my league. There'll be a password. I'll put the password on screen so you can join my league. And obviously the league, if you win it, you're going to win a £20 Amazon gift card. Now what I'm going to do now is, and I'll cut all this out, guys, I'll create the league so you guys can come and join it, and then I will try and find the about so you guys can see how the point system works. You can pause the video and have a little read through, but let me go and create my kit, let me go and create the league, and then you guys can have a look at my kit and also join the league. Right, so I've done those two things, guys. I've created the kit. I just went with a nice orange and black striped kit, black shorts, and then socks with orange hoops, obviously the orange being the same color as the stripes on the kit. Now if we scroll down, you guys see that you automatically entered into global leagues, which we looked at in a minute, but now you can see a classic league, and the league is MassiveBrad's League. If you click into it right now, obviously there's only me and the team Calm FC. Now as you join it, your teams and your team name will start to appear on the list, and obviously we will play off against each other. And obviously, I might get 60 points in the first week, and let's say Lee, for example, only gets 40 points. Obviously I'm 20 points, and basically you just want to get the most points week in after week, and you want to try and move up the leaderboard. And it's exactly the same as like the Premier League. Obviously you get points every week and you want to get to that top position. You might drop down 5 positions, you might make some changes. That is how it works. Now, if you want to join this league, what I think you do is you want to go to create and join league. You want to join an existing league. It's a private league. You put in the league code, right? The league code I'll put on screen, and I'll also tell you, is 5, the number 5. Then all these letters are lowercase. Okay, so we've got 5, then a lowercase t for tango, the number 4, the number 7, a lowercase n for November, and then a lowercase x for X-ray. So that is 5T47NX. If you put that league code in there and press join league, it should automatically put you into the MassiveBrad's League. And fingers crossed that's how it works. Anyway, I will try and do it, but with me being already in the league, I'm not sure what it's going to do. I'm already entered in the league. There you go. So that is the code on screen. I'll probably put it on, when I've edited, I'll probably put it on screen for you guys. I'm already in the league. You put that code in there and you can join my league. And then if you scroll down past your team, you'll be in a classic league and you'll be in MassiveBrad's League. And then we can obviously face off against each other. We can talk about it on the YouTube comment section. Now, obviously, I said at the start of today's video, this is going to be a 2-video mini-series. This is your first video. I've taught you guys how to create your team, create an account, how to set it up, how to get it underway. And the last video is going to be at the end of the season when we review who's done the best, who got the most points at one week, who finished top, find out, who did finish top, and then we can give them the £20 Amazon gift card. And it's just a little bit of fun. And I'd appreciate if every single one of you guys, doesn't matter where you are in the world, get involved. So a quick reminder, right? The website is www.fantasy.premierleague.com. You'll then be brought to the homepage where at the start of today's video I showed you guys how to set up an account. The league you want to join is, once you've created your league, you want to go down to create and join leagues. You want to join a league that's already existing. It's a private league, and in here, this league code, you want to put that number there. 5, lowercase t for tango, the number 4, the number 7, lowercase n for November, lowercase x for X-ray. Obviously, that's what you want to be putting in to join the league. Once you've done that, you've created your account, created your team, joined the league, then you're raring to go. The next video you see on this little mini-series, the second and last video, like I said, is going to be the end of the season when we look over who's done the best, who got the most points, who used their treble captain very well, and we just look over the Premier League that has just happened and look at, points and stuff like that. What I'm going to do now, guys, it might take me a couple of minutes, is I'm going to try and find where the point system works. And if I can find it, I'll leave it on screen. You guys can pause the video, read through it, and work out how the players get points, what they need to do to get the most points, and so on. Right, so it took me a little bit of time to find it, guys. I'll show you how to find it so you can also go and read it in your own time. But if you go to help, right, at the top you got help, rules, T&Cs. You can scroll down and it helps you with your accounts and chips and leagues and stuff like that. But don't worry about that. Go to rules, come down to scoring, and it gives you how the fantasy points scoring works. So if a player plays up to 60 minutes and then gets taken off and does nothing else, he'll get 1 point. If a player plays for more than 60 minutes, then he'll get 2 points. For each goal scored by a goalkeeper or defender, you get 6 points. For each goal scored by a midfielder, you get 5 points. You guys get the idea, okay? So if your player does something, whether it's, so for example, if your player in the first week gets red carded and he's only played for 50 minutes, because he's played up to 60 minutes, he's going to get 1 point. Because he's now got a red card, he gets -3. So we've got a point, -3 puts him on -2, which means of your overall total from your whole team playing, you're going to get a -2 from that player. I'm going to leave it on screen right now, guys. You can pause it at this point, but I'd appreciate it if all of you guys go and sign up to this website, come and join the league, have fun. You can let me know in the comment section on a Liverpool career mode or all the FIFA 20 videos that are going to be coming out. You can comment saying, oh, Brad, cool video. And by the way, I got 50 points this week in your league, and obviously I'll be checking it every week. I take this real seriously, so I'll be updating my team, making transfers and stuff like that throughout the week. If you want to look at any videos as well, maybe on YouTube, put in how to play Fantasy Premier League, and more people will probably go into depth of it. This was more teaching you guys how to sign up, how to do your team, how to join the league, and how to potentially win £20 at the end of this new Premier League season. But there's probably a team that you like in the Premier League. Come and join in. Come and have fun. Come and enjoy it. I'm sure many of you guys will sign up, and I would appreciate if you could. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new down there, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.